I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm concerned about firewood being stolen, or uh, my wheelbarrow, or my log splitter, things I keep over at the woodlot, because it's over on the other side of town, which isn't far away, but it is on the other side of town. And I did a little research on that. I wasn't really concerned about it, but um, you know, it, they're right. It's good to keep an eye on it because I'm not over there all the time. And you know, if somebody were to steal something, it'd be nice to have some video footage to go back to for the police to help apprehend the person, and you know, at least maybe get my stuff back. But I did a lot of research on this, um, and Stony Ridge farmer, he did. He kind of had some people hanging out on this property and stuff, and he did a video. And what he installed was these Reolink Go PT cameras. I don't know. He did a few of them at different spots where people were hanging out and throwing trash and everything. So I picked one of these up, and this is what I'm going to utilize to keep an eye on my woodlot over there. I have cameras here at my home, but over there on the other side of town, I don't have one. So of course, I don't have Wi-Fi over there either because it's not right next to my house. I have friends in the neighborhood, but I'm not going to ask them to be able to use their Wi-Fi, or you know, give me your password so I can link my camera up to it or anything. So these Reolinks, they run off of cellular data, like your cell phone. So I'm going to install these over there, but today or right now, this part of the video, I'm going to just kind of show you what's inside the box. So the first thing that's in the box is the camera itself. Of course, it mounts upside down like this, has an antenna for it, so it can pick up the cellular signal. And then there's a little, I suppose it's probably a 1/4 inch there on the bottom of it. This will tilt and tilt up and down and pan 330 degrees. So here's the base for it. This screws right onto there like that. And this piece here you can attach to a tree or whatever. What I'm going to do is similar to what Stony Ridge did, and I'm going to put all of this on a board and then strap that board. So it comes with a nice strap too. I'm going to strap that board right to a tree. It also comes with a solar panel. So there's a lithium battery inside of this camera, and I've charged it up with the USB, but this also will continue to charge it each day when the sun's up. And we'll get a better idea how well that works once we start using it. And then this is the base for the solar panel. So I'm going to connect or attach this and this to a board, and then have that set up so I can attach that to a tree. Either screw the board to the tree or strap it. I would prefer to strap it because I don't want to screw anything in my tree. I might just use a ratchet strap instead of this. It depends on how long this is, but that is the plan. I'm not going to do it today because the wind's blowing about 40 miles an hour and I don't want to be up on a ladder by a tree, but I wanted to get this part of the video recorded, and then tomorrow I'll probably do the rest of this video. But this back of the camera here, there's that's where the USB plugs in from your solar panel, and then it has a little rubber grommet that goes over top to weatherproof that weather seal it. And then also right here is where you turn it off and on. Now you can use different cellular SIM cards, but you put a SIM card in here, nano SIM, and these all have those really nice rubber seals. Plus this, when it's spun down, will pretty much be out of the weather. And I'm going to mount this on the board so it's basically under the board and protected from the weather that way too. But it comes with a micro SD card already installed in it, and it's a 32 gigabyte micro SD, so it does store video on this card where you could access it later, which is kind of handy. But then you can use an app also to access this camera anytime and look at the footage that's on this SD card. And then up here in the top, I'm not going to take it back out, but that's where you put the nano SIM card. And then you just press that grommet back down, so the camera sits in this orientation like that when it's installed. So I will get this put on the board and everything, and I'll show you how that looks. It's pretty good, I think. Okay, so we got the mount for that on there. Supposed to get below 0 tonight. It was raining last night. One thing about Iowa weather, you don't like it, wait a while, it'll change. Okay, I think that should be pretty good. Pull that little antenna off so I can screw this bad boy on here. When I was trying to screw that in, it stopped like in a bad spot where the front wasn't to the front. Then I discovered that you can unlock this and then turn that wherever you need it, whatever position, slide it back in. So then when you screw this back on there, after I turned it a quarter of a turn, now when it's fully tightened, the front of the camera is to the direction you want it facing. So. There we go. Looks pretty good. So just gotta wait for a day where it's not blowing so hard, so dang cold, and I can go over there with the ladder and get this bad boy mounted up. Okay, we're over at the woodyard right now, getting ready to set up the camera. So I'm going to set it in this orientation so that I'll be able to basically oversee the entire wood yard, and it will get good sun exposure. So I'm going to get it installed, then we'll come back. There it is, installed. I'll probably have to make some adjustments after it's not such a cold day, but I strapped it up there on that board. Hopefully the squirrels don't chew the crap out of it. But I'll show you a picture of the overview. It pretty much covers every stack of wood I have out here and the ones I'll do in the future. So it's pretty good. And then when I do bring my log splitter over here, I'll be where all those pallets are leaned up against that tree. I'm going to chain it to that tree so it'll be like right in the middle of the view. So yeah, I'm going to go back and I'll go over some more details about the camera and the system and how it all works. So stick with me.
This is what I use for my SIM card, the EOT Club prepaid SIM card. So you can buy it on Amazon for $5, and with that $5, it comes with 300 megabytes of data for 30 days. So, and you can also, it'll come with a little QR code. You take a picture of it, and you will be able to add more data to it and actually get a plan like you would with a cell phone. My plan is that I got was $10 for 200 gigabytes of data per month. So that's a pretty good deal, I think. I don't know how much that I'll end up using or not, but for $10 a month to be able to keep tabs on the woodyard, it's well worth it to me. But I will have a link for this in the description, as well as a camera, an affiliated link, and if you decide this is something you want to do, you can just click on that link, and then I'll get a small little kickback, I guess. It doesn't cost you any more. It's just Amazon's way of driving traffic to their website, and then, giving me a little bit for it. So anyway, so I think this is that's the same thing that I think Stony Ridge used, was this EOT Club. I think that's how you say it. I'm not really sure. But it uses the AT&T and T-Mobile networks, so that I have pretty good signal in my area for them, so it works pretty good. I'm a Verizon for my cell phone, but I didn't want to get another SIM card and from them and have to deal with that all with Verizon, where I could just do a prepay here. If I decide I don't want to do it, I don't have to worry about messing with my cell phone company. And for $5, that's pretty cheap to get it going out of the gate. So got more on this coming up, so stand by. Okay, let's talk about the settings in the app for the Reolink. So I've assigned the name of Woodlot to my camera because that's where it lives. And it's a Reolink Go PT. And I've used 717 megabytes in the internal hard drive. And it shows the battery levels at 98 now. So on the display, you bring that up, then it actually shows a live view of what's going on there. And if you click on the quality, the top one is clear, which is 1080p 15 frames per second, 1536 bit rate, and you can change this by going in here. And then the fluent is 640 by 360, and I changed it to 15 and the bit rate up to 256. This is what you see on the screen when you bring up the app. I leave it on fluent because it uses less data. The anti-flicker is 60 hertz. Day and night's auto, so the infrared will turn on automatically once it gets dark. And you can have the camera name in here. You can decide where you want to put it, the date, the watermark. If you shut that off, then you don't have a watermark up in the top left there. But and then there's a privacy mask. If there's a certain area you don't want it to record, you can select that area and it won't be recorded. So that's all your display. The PIR motion sensor, I want that on, so if there's motion, it will alert me. The camera recording, I want it to record to the internal little SD card. Push notifications, so the app, through the app, I will get notifications that something's happened, and email alerts. There's nothing wrong with getting 2 notifications. Now, a siren, it will also alarm a siren, but I don't want that done. And share camera, which I'm not going to do. Time lapse, I won't do. That's if you wanted to like take pictures every so often, all the time. Then you could like string them together and make a video out of it. Not really what I'm using this for. And then here's where you would change the device password and set the date and time, and whether or not you want to hear audio while in your recordings, which I do. And then also the infrared lights, auto or not. So that's all the information in the settings. And then if we click on it here, you can see how you can move it here. So this is a little delayed, just to give you a warning. You watch for some little arrows to show up here. Here would be for the right, up here would be up, down, left, right. So just grab it and pull it to the side, and you see those arrows. And it takes a little time, and then the camera moves. Then I'll move it back. I probably went a little too far there. It wasn't too bad. So, and then of course it does the same thing up and down. But this view right here is pretty much exactly how I want it the majority of the time. And you can, of course, take a still picture of it. And yeah, so that is that. So I'm going to show you a little footage of it coming up just in a few minutes. Okay, here's some video footage. Before I had the notification on, I was kind of testing it. You know, I let the camera sit for a little bit, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to pick up these weights that I have here for the top of the tin and just see if it'll send me a notification. But it did not, because I didn't have notifications on. But just a little bit showing you how it looks. And it did record it. So that was the main thing. All right, here's some footage of when I actually had notifications on, and I'll give a thumbs up as soon as I got a notification. That quick. So, you know, it took like five steps and my phone was going off. Let me know that somebody was over at the woodlot. There was motion at the woodlot, so that's pretty impressive, and I'm pretty happy with that. So here it's showing a full screen of what the camera looks like, and I'm going to switch it over to the clear, the 1080p, and it takes a little bit to switch over to that, but you'll see it here after it gets loaded, and it obviously much clearer. But the purpose of not having it on 1080p all the time is that it uses a lot more data to send that. But yeah, you can tell they're much clearer image and video footage, and looks really good. So I'm gonna run a month here in the Fluent, and then if it if I have a lot of data left over, I might switch to the 1080p all the time, just to have a little better quality image. But until I know exactly how much data it's going to utilize, and how frequently it's going off, like this tree branch here obviously needs to be trimmed. I haven't gotten any false notifications from it, but as soon as leaves are on, obviously that's going to be an issue. But yeah, that video quality is pretty good. And here we're back to the Fluent stream, which is where I'm going to leave it for now. But I hope that this information is helpful to anybody who needs a off-grid camera, so to speak, and to keep an eye on things that's away from their home or whatever. But thanks everybody for stopping in, and until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.